Hello. So I want to do the video that I do after I've watched everybody do their productive. And there are some things that pretty much the majority of the class is doing that we need to work on. And then there are a couple of things that we just need to have a little bit of face-to-face. So this would be what we would do in a face-to-face class, and it would just happen at the beginning of class, and then we would just go on our merry way. Unfortunately, this part doesn't get to happen naturally, so it's going to happen here. So let's go. First off, math comes from the sign to figure, and you take your two K's and they cross each other in a double movement, figure. So when I say they cross each other, one goes across the other, figure. Why that's the sign for figure, I don't know, but we figure. Now, math, you take two M's and you sign figure, figure, math, okay? I've got people doing, they're bouncing. I have people doing like gymnastics, they're figuring. I don't know where that's coming from, but it is simply where you cross over in a double movement, math. Teacher, most of you are signing the sign to teach, which is you're taking the information from your head and you're taking it out because you're giving it to somebody. So you're signing like you're teaching something. If you remember in Unit 1, you learned the sign for agent or person or which is simply the two sides of the body going down. So a teacher is a person that gives out the information, so they are the teacher. So you have, if you're teaching, or you have teacher. America. We must not have done that one very clear because almost everybody did America. That's the beginning of it. Now you do a small clockwise circle in front of you, just a simple clockwise circle. So you do America. If you don't do that, we don't know where you're going. You could be starting to sign pregnant. You could be going 100 ways with it, but America, okay? Science comes from if you're holding two beakers, but we don't do beakers, we do modified A's. And then it's as though you're pouring beakers of whatever. So the sign is science. It's done with modified A's, not with C hands. Again, I have the wildest people. I would be ducking if I was in your science class because I have people just throwing their beakers everywhere, and then I have people who are taking beakers from all over the place and pouring them in. This isn't a wild science class, it's just science, okay? Several of you had a question on double letters. We are not going to have a class on double letters. In ASL, you have an entire class for finger spelling, and you have an entire class on numbers. We're not doing that. But I will tell you, when you do a double E, it slides. One of yours to do was, let me find out where it is, EET. So it would have been EET. So E's typically slide. The other one we had was ZDD. So it would be Z and then DD. That's all you do is the middle finger and the thumb, the tips touch. The same thing happens with a T, TT. There are a plethora of rules. We will not go into them. My suggestion is you watch somebody who is skilled at signing. Don't just watch people who sign. Watch those that are skilled with finger spelling and signing and notice, because you will just naturally pick up what it is they are doing. And when you see somebody finger spell, ooh, they slid the L. Okay, so I typically slide L's. Watch that. That's how you learn. There was something else that I thought was really interesting in our lesson this week, was we had giraffe and hungry. Everything is exactly the same except the movement. So that's a wonderful example of movement and how the movement plays such an important part in a sign. The other one that is getting you guys is hand shape. This is a B. This is a 4. If your hands are open, you have a 4. If your hands are closed, you have a B. For 3, open it up. Don't be having 3s. 3s are open. Okay, your hand shape matters on these things. While we're talking about numbers, I'm going to review 1 through 19 and then the hundreds. I'm going to do this one time. If you don't have them down, it's your responsibility to go back and watch them again. This is where, if we were in a face-to-face class, we would review them, and then I would say, if you don't have it, go review it, and you wouldn't feel like I'm scolding you. I kind of feel like I'm scolding you. I'm not. I'm just telling you, you guys got to go and look at this again if you don't have it, okay? So she's going to show you 11 forward, and then she'll turn on the side so you can see it. Excuse you. So she'll turn on the side so you can see it both ways. Okay, we have 11, and then sideways, it flicks off the thumb. Okay, 12. 12, and just do it twice. She's doing it several times so you guys see it. 12. Okay, 13. Notice the thumb is out. 13. The other fingers are straight and they bend at the base of the hand. 13. From the side, 13. 14. Thumb goes in, everything else is straight and it bends at the knuckles. 14. Side, 14. 15. Thumb is out. 15. Side, 15. Okay, pausing there. 11 through 15, the palm faces you. We're going to do them again. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Palm faces you. Now, the next set of numbers, 16 through 19, the palm is going to rotate. We start with 16. It's a 6 and it flips in and out. 16. We'll do it from the side so you can see it. 16. 17. 17. We don't need to keep flipping. 18. 19. I have some people who are doing this like 19. That doesn't cut it. That is not a 19. That is wrong. I know what you guys are thinking is that this is 15, so maybe this is 19. No, 19. If you guys are not sure of a number, you guys have the numbers. You have the whole list beforehand. Review that list before you get in front of the camera. That's why I give you that list beforehand. It's not a pop quiz. You guys have the ability to look them all up beforehand. Okay, the 100s are the hundreds. 100, side, 100, 200, 200, 300, 300. So basically you're just making your letter and then crooking them in. 400, 500, 600. And you can do it with it to become a C. 600. 7, and then make it a C. 100. 8, make it a C. 100. 900. So if you were going to do 876, you will not do 876. That is 876. You are going to do 876. If you do 876, you will get no points because that is not 876. Let me give you a fair warning. What's coming up next are the thousands because you have learned thousands. So let's say we're doing 1,876. You will do 1,876. Okay? I have a couple of students who are bent that you do Z with a pinky. Z. You do not do Z with a pinky. J is with a pinky. Z is with an index. If you guys choose to decide to continue to do your pinky with Z's with your pinky, instead of just losing 1 point, every time you do it, you lose 5 points. I don't know how else to get it across to you guys that you have to change when you do it wrong. I had one student who, not for me, but for another instructor, in their evaluation wrote back, I don't like my teacher because when my teacher tells me I do it wrong and I don't change and do it the way they want, they count off. Well, the reason we give you the feedback is because we want you to learn how to do it right. And Z with the pinky isn't right. It may be what you learned, and it may be a really hard habit to break, but that's why you're in ASL 1, and that's why you've got us, is so that we can help you learn it right, okay? Now, this I'm saying with as much friendliness as I possibly can. When I watch you guys with your videos, I sit down, I turn everything off. I'm gonna let her just walk away from the camera because she doesn't have to sit here for this. I sit down, I turn everything off, and I turn, everything is totally quiet. And I have my computer going, and I watch you, and as soon as I see something I need to give you feedback on, I pause you, and I type, and then I read it, make sure what I typed makes sense, and then I go on. And then if I see you doing good, I pause, and I give you positive feedback, and then I start you up again, and then I do the whole thing. I have a feeling that some of you are not watching the feedback I give. I do this so that you guys can improve. We don't have face-to-face time, so this is the only way I can help you guys. And it's in here in the face-to-face, or it's in here with the feedback that's as face-to-face as I can get with you, is in your comments. So when you guys send me your videos, if you don't read your comments, that's when you're denying yourself your face-to-face time with me. And I want you to improve. So if you could take the time to read those things and then go back and watch your videos and read what it is I've said while you're watching your videos, you will improve. And my feedback will make much more sense than if you just read it real quickly. I want you guys to be successful with this. Now, with that said, if you guys are struggling with something, I've had a couple students tell me, I cannot figure out how to do this. For example, the difference between D and F, or how to keep 6 and 9 separated, or they've had different questions, and they've emailed me, and we've talked about things, and we've tried to work things out so that they can figure it out. If you have questions, contact me so that we can figure out how to get you through a hurdle. I'm here for that. I'm not just here to watch things and give you feedback. I'm here to help you guys learn, okay? All right, I look forward to seeing your next videos. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.